Well, you got I guess, a relatively young group now. How do you feel like they're coming along?
I think they're doing good. I mean, 9 practices, and um, we have some youth, but we have some older guys that have been in the system and have heard the language and heard the calls, and really proud of them. I mean, through 9 practices, they've done a great job of playing together and learning, and I'm just super pleased so far.
Is this a lot different than last year, though, because you had so many veterans as far as your coaching?
Yeah, it's different. It's a new challenge, and I like it because really it forces you to go to the roots of your teaching, go to the base level, and really just kind of rebuild it from the ground up. And that's a fun thing as a coach. You got guys that are eager, hungry, and they're soaking it up, and it's been a lot of fun. And so I've enjoyed it.
What's the biggest way in which you can tell whether or not new guys get it in like the spring period?
Well, I mean, I think there's a couple levels. There's multiple levels to it. I think, like football IQ part, we talk a lot in our room about if the only way you know that you know it is if you could teach it. And so we really challenge our guys every day in meetings. Do you know exactly what you're doing, or are you just listening to somebody else? So I think there's a football IQ piece of just knowing the system, knowing the scheme, the inner, hey, they play this front, we make this call. They rotate the safeties like this, we make this call. They bump the linebackers like this on this shift, we got to make this call. And so that's heavy, and we demand a lot out of our guys when it comes to that. And then I think physically, I think you just gotta see them put their face on somebody, and they have contact courage. Are they backing down? Are they backing down from veteran D linemen? Are they in the fight? Are they face turners, or are they putting their face on somebody? And so, I think there's two levels to it, because somebody might be ready mentally but not ready physically, and vice versa. So it's there's just different levels to it.
Eric, your relationship maybe help with the Barrington brothers getting them here, or how much relationship did you have with them?
I think I would say that's probably the reason they're here. I never coached Campbell at BYU, nor did I recruit him, but I coached Clark for 2 years, and so when Clark made the decision to play another season and go in the portal, I felt like that was a no-brainer. And then when Campbell got in the portal, knowing his dad and knowing the family, I think that was a huge help, obviously. And I think those guys, their parents appreciated how I coached them how I coached Clark when I was at BYU, and I think that was probably a big reason why they're in Texas, and probably for some warmer weather too, despite today.
Particularly with the need, with losing all those 5th and 6th year guys, how big was that to get, particularly to get Clark, a guy that has that much experience?
I think it's big. I think the portal is, for us, is to find guys that are a net positive, both on and off the field. I think it's really important for me, if we're going to bring in a guy from another program, that he's going to fit in the room. And it's not just a skill level thing. It's not just, hey, is this guy a great player? It's just, is this guy going to fit? And I think just knowing their personalities, at least knowing Clark's personality, I knew that he was going to be a great fit with the room we had coming back. And they've been nothing but humble and hungry, and been all that we would hope they would be.
With him having probably maybe the most game reps of any guy on the line in college football, how much do you tell him, hey, you got to come in here and be a leader, even if it's a new room for you?
Well, I think, me and Clark had a lot of talks about how to go about this, because you are a veteran player with a lot of accolades and All-American stuff attached to your name. But at the end of the day, this is still a new room, and it's like being a free agent in the NFL. Like, you don't just show up and pound your chest and act like the alpha day one. We talked a lot one-on-one and just about, hey, you got to come in here and you got to earn respect first, earn trust, and then you can be a leader. And once people know what kind of worker and person you are, then you can find your way to lead. And we talk all the time in our room. Everybody has their own way to lead. I don't want anybody to try and be me. I want our guys to lead in their personalities, how they would lead, and that's how our guys are doing it.
Who are some of those guys who stepped up into leadership roles that were already in the room?
Yeah, I would say that Tate Williams has done a great job of being a leader. I would say, Elijah's done a good job. Gavin has done a good job. Just guys that have been here, have learned the language, have gone through the off seasons. I feel like all of them have done a really good job with that.
How about Gavin and his experience here especially? How much does that help?
It's great. Gavin has been here and won and competed and won big-time ball games. And he's been on the field for big-time moments for our team. And so having the experience and the skins on the wall, how we say it in our room, he's got skins on the wall. I mean, he's been in the fight, he's been in the grind, he's battled against great players in this conference, and he's whooped them, And so when you have a guy like that, you feel good about it.
Had Campbell played any center?
You mean Clark?
Yeah, who's that center?
Clark's playing center.
Clark is, okay.
I mean, as far as I know, no, I never played him at center at BYU, and I don't think he played any center there at all. So it's been a lot of it's been new, but at the same time, like me and Clark have been in a lot of wars together too, and been in a lot of game preps, and been in a lot of meetings, and so he's heard the same language from me and the same coaching points for a long time, and he played with great centers. He played with great centers there at BYU, and so he knows the position and has really done a good job.
Any young guys that you're looking at that maybe need to take that next step?
I mean, we got a lot of young freaks in the room. I mean, you look out there and you look at our young players. I mean,
They look the part.
they're freaky. I mean, we got some dudes that there's a lot of guys right now that have 4 years eligibility. They're going to make a lot of money playing football someday, and so they're coming along great. I've been super impressed with them, and they've all taken huge steps. I mean, every single guy's had a rep where you could say, wow, that looks like an NFL player, and he's still got 4 years left. So really excited about all the youth, the young talent on the team, are in the room. I mean, it's a good, talented room.
That's the group of maybe mainly redshirt freshmen, I guess? Or?
Yeah, all them boys at redshirt last year. Yeah, I mean, we signed 6 players in that class, and they can all play.
Is that the thing that helps you sleep at night when you think about this room and maybe the lack of game experience, but the fact that, okay, they're going to be all right, they're going to be all right?
Yeah, I mean, I sleep pretty good just because I like our guys. I like our room. They're good people. They work really hard. They care about the game. They like to play. And so, a lot of people make a lot of, hoopla about returning starts, how many starts you got coming back on your O-line. And, I mean, I think that's one of the silliest things to talk about. And it's the only reason they talk about it is because they don't have any other stats for offensive linemen. And so there's like, this guy's started this many games. Well, that doesn't really mean anything. You don't get your first start until you start your first game. And then all of a sudden it's like you're the man now because you started a couple games. And really people don't consider how you played. And so I think just the effort, the attention to detail, the eagerness that the guys are showing and how much they want to learn, how much they want to get better, that's really the key, the drill. And, everybody's going to get their first start and they're going to get a little blood on their lip and they're going to have to spit the blood in the bucket and they have to go back in there and fight. And then all of a sudden they're not a new guy anymore. Now everybody will anoint them that they're some great player because they started some games. So that's just not how the game works. And so I think if we got to prep for every game, like it's the most important thing. And so we'll worry about Texas State and whoever starts or gets their first start or gets their first action, they'll have to play well, and then there'll be another one.
Clark, how's this adjustment been for you transferring here?
Yeah, it's been good. Of course it's gonna be a little bit different, but the boys have accepted me in and been able to make a lot of new friends and brothers, and so it's been good. It's been fun.
I guess a lot of it was your relationship with Coach Mateos.
Yeah, of course that plays a role. I knew how I would be coached if I came here, and so that was the big thing for me. Just receiving that great coaching every day, learning to improve and get better. So.
What were those conversations like with him? He talked about it where you guys discussed how you come in, because obviously you're an older guy, you have experience, but you can't just come in and be like, this is my room now. Right? No, yeah, for sure. I'm really the new guy in the room, which is weird, but it's just I'm here to do whatever the team asks me to do and whatever that coach has asked me to do, and I'm here to prove it, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Where did you mainly play in the offensive line at BYU?
Yeah, honest.
Center, I guess.
No center. Most of my starts came at left guard, some at right guard, back in freshman year.
And
So
playing inside, does that help a little bit? No,
I think so. Yeah, for sure. It's an easier transition than going from tackle to center for sure. But yeah, it's been good.
Having your brother here.
Yeah, it's fun. Another big reason why I decided to come down here is because he was coming down here too, and so it's always good to know somebody when you're headed somewhere new. So it's good.
You certainly know what it takes to have success at the D1 level. What do you see from this group that gives you confidence?
Just like Coach was saying, it's a bunch of athletic freaks in the room and a bunch of young guys that know what they're doing and they're able to do it. And so I think the ceiling for the O-line and our group is sky high, and I'm excited to see where we go.
What was that welcoming when you first got here? Because you guys just played on a year.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was.
On the other side of your
No, yeah, it was cool because I'd played Baylor 2 years in a row. Came down here one, and then they came up there, and so I knew the whole D line, the guys that were here, right? Because I studied them, and played against them for 2 years, and so it was cool to be able to connect, with those guys, and then just be able to continue to make friends with the other guys as well. So it's been good, smooth transition.
When you go up against them in practice, you're like, oh, this feels familiar.
Yeah, 100% for sure. And they're good. So.
Well, Gavin, you lost a lot of starters from last year. Do you feel like you kind of need to be a leader, being the guy there?
Absolutely. We're always going to need leadership positions, but I feel like having a lot of young guys that they've been through this too, and then they don't really need a lot of people telling them what to do. And I feel like as a group we pretty much mesh really well together. So there's not a lot of that.
Did you learn a lot from those older guys here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Coming in, they kind of showed me the ropes, so then I can go and translate that down to the younger guys. So absolutely.
What's the thing you see from this group outside of the chemistry, what you guys are being able to do in drills and accomplish in drills that gives you confidence in this group?
I just say the way we work. We always come, put our head down. Everything's full speed. Everyone's always going 100%. So I think that's what I see.
Gavin, it seems like predominantly you've been a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You're mainly playing guard, I guess.
Yeah, playing
What's
left
that
guard right
been
now.
like, just moving inside?
I've actually enjoyed it a lot. I like playing with my hand in the dirt. I feel like I can come off the ball a lot faster, and I feel like I get into people better. So I've really enjoyed moving inside, and I think I'm going to be successful at it.
Can you tell the Barrington brothers are brothers? I mean, they act like it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and we love having them. I want to ask for picking up any two other guys. They're a blessing to have on the offensive line. So.
What do they like to be around?
What do they like to be around? Just fun, spirited, just goofy. But then when we get playing football, you can tell they got some seriousness to them. So it's like that split. They flip a switch whenever they get on the field. So it's really cool to see.
Kevin, I remember you going on a trip to West Virginia in your true freshman year. Young pup and stuff, and now you're one of the older guys. Does that seem weird at all?
It's definitely seemed to, kind of flew by, but I wouldn't say weird. I would say it's been, a good transition, coming into more of a leadership role, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, Tate, how different is it for you this year? Got a good chance to start. A lot of the veterans are gone. What's it like for you?
It's been a lot of fun coming through this winter, and especially the start of spring ball here. Really just getting to kind of step into the shoes of those older guys last year, and really set an example for the younger guys. And that's something I've always enjoyed, is being leading by example. And I think that I've been able to step into the shoes as somewhat of a leader, a little bit. But I think I've really enjoyed it for the most part.
What do you like about this group of offensive linemen that you guys have this year?
I think the best part about us is everybody's so tight. Like we're all, every single one of us is like we kind of align like on the same sense of humor and the same wavelength, I guess. And so I think that comes into when we're playing as well. So all the guys seem to connect really well, and I think that's the best part about it.
Who's the funniest guy in the group and why?
I think Caden Shiraki. He probably doesn't mean to me, but he is. But
What's he like? What makes him so funny?
you know, he's a freak athlete. He's a freak athlete. Love the kid to death. But he has some spacey thoughts every now and then. And so, like, he'll have a comment, and everybody just kind of be like, "What?" But no, I think honestly, I love Caden to death. Though he's awesome.
Yeah.
You same way with Gavin. I think you mainly have played more outside.
Yes, sir.
Tackle.
Yes, sir.
What's that been like moving inside the guard and that transition?
It's a little bit of a transition, you know. I've been working through a lot of like different technique things, and you know, breaking old habits is kind of tough. But you know, my boys got my back, and we've been working through it. I think that I'm adapting well to it. So got a future on the inside, I guess.
Is the footwork and that kind of stuff? Is that just stuff you got to get used to?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's different.
Movement?
You know, you got to get used to being in tight spaces and being able to fight inside. Whereas tackle is you're more reacting to movement in space. So it's a little more physical on the inside. So that's also something you got to get used to as well.
How much do you and Gavin then kind of trade notes on that, considering you're both making that?
No, we talk a lot. Gavin actually lives with me, so we live together, and so a lot of that. I mean, we'll talk about stuff at the house, or you know, it's trying to figure out what we need to fix coming moving inside to out. You know, you can kind of see it watching film. You got a little tackle kick every now and then on the inside, but you know, I think we're both adapting well, and I think Gavin's going to be great on the inside. So.
Curious, what's an offensive lineman house like?
Yeah, so yeah, fridge is full, I can tell you that. But no, it's been good living with him, and I've made pretty good friends with Byers. So.
Have you, has your strength level gone up a whole lot in the last year or two?
Oh yes, sir. I've gained a lot of weight as well. You know, coming in, I probably wasn't 270 pounds when I got here, and you know, I've been working to gain weight, and it's been with the help of a lot of people here on the staff. So I've finally got my weight up, got my strength up, and I feel like I'm able to, you know, really compete at this level now. So.
Chris, what's Coach Mateos' coaching style, philosophy? What's he like to be around? It seems like y'all came in about the same time.
Mm-hmm. Coach Mateos' first year was my first year here, but I really enjoyed having a coach like him because he really takes the time to care for his players. He wants to know how we're feeling about certain things. Like it's more of a democracy rather than a dictatorship. And you know, like it's not like he's not yelling at you all the time. He's coaching you rather than cussing you. You know what I mean? And so I've really enjoyed that aspect of it, and the fact that he just really knows ball. Like everything about him screams like I love football, and he spends more time than anybody else watching film, understanding the film, understanding defenses, and I just think that's really impressive and really awesome to have somebody like that on my side. So
what are the Barrington brothers like around each other?
Oh man, Campbell's a little quieter. Clark really speaks out more, but you know they don't really knock heads at all like you'd think, like brothers on a football team. But I think they get along good, and everybody in the room seems to love them. So brought them in as one of our own.
Are they living together?
They live in the same apartment complex, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think they live in the same place. But
Thanks.
good to go.
Thanks, Tate.
Thank you.